Welcome back. Between the actor and writer strikes last year, it's been unclear just how many big blockbusters will actually be coming out this summer.
With Ryan Gosling's The Fall Guy kicking off the season this weekend, we're joined by movie reviewers Rory Cashin and Olivia Fahy to tell us what else to expect in the months to come. Are we in for a bumper year, do you think?
Well, so it was this time, exactly this day, I think, last year, we were talking about getting Barbie and Oppenheimer in the same summer.
That's right.
And we don't have that big kinetic thing this year. But I think it could be a summer of like sleeper hits, films that people might not expect to do as well as they're going to.
Right. Okay. Well, let's start off with Furiosa.
Yes.
This, you see, we're of a vintage that we remember the Mad Max movies in their early stages. So Furiosa, is it a step up from Fury Road?
Well, that's what they're kind of trying to bill it as. But for me personally, I think because what they did with Fury Road was it was all very much like live action, not as much CGI, whereas this seems to have gone kind of more of the CGI route. So whether people are going to be able to connect to it as much or not remains to be seen. But Anya Taylor-Joy and Chris Hemsworth are their leading cast members, and they seem to be giving it like a really good push in the promo circuits. But you know, until we actually get to see it on the big screen, it's going to be hard to tell whether they've hit the nail on the head again or not.
Because Fury Road was literally one of the best action movies ever made. It's arguably the best action movie of the last 10 or 20 years. So to follow that up with this, I'm very excited to see if even if it's half as good, it's still going to be pretty great.
So you've only seen clips so far yourselves?
Yeah.
Can you tell that it's CGI? Like, is it shouting at you, or does it look well?
The trailer stuff looks more CGI to me, but maybe they're hiding all the great practical stunts for the actual movie.
Which is what, you know, you'd expect George Miller to do as well. So he wants to probably try and keep everything for, you know, when people are experiencing it as a whole.
The main character has changed as well, so yeah. So.
The Anya Taylor-Joy is playing a younger version of Charlize Theron's character from Fury Road.
Okay.
So I'd be curious even if we get Charlize to come back to as like a top and tail kind of storyteller.
We'll wait and see. We could be surprised.
Good.
Okay, Pixar. It's hit and miss when it comes to their sequels, and we're getting Inside Out 2. Anxiety has been introduced, apparently.
And I have anxiety for this film, I'm not going to lie, because Inside Out was such a cultural phenomenon. Like, this is a film that is used with, like, therapists use it to help children deal with their emotions now. So it has so much pressure on its shoulders because it has that to live up to. So, you know, I'm very excited to see Mia Hawke as Anxiety, and I think in the trailer when they showed it, it's like, oh, I've come along with all this baggage. I was like, relatable, yes. So I'm looking forward to it, but I'm very, very nervous for it as well because it just has so much to live up to. Like, I think compared to any of the other films, because they're all actually like sequels and franchise additions this blockbuster season. So they all have something else to live up to, but this one I think has the most pressure on its shoulders.
Okay, yeah, because it needs to do good, really, doesn't
Yes.
it?
Yeah.
So we're going to move on to the next one, The Quiet Place. So the first one was a big surprise, a huge hit.
Yep.
The second one did very, very well.
Cillian Murphy, second one, yeah.
And now we're looking at episode 3. I mean,
Day one.
Day one.
Yeah.
Going back to the beginning.
So it's gone back to where it all began, how the creatures from The Quiet Place, where they came from, and how the world reacted to their initial kind of attack on our planet. The genius thing about the Quiet Place movies is that it forces the audience into complete silence alongside everyone on the screen. I remember I talked to John Krasinski and told him I've never seen so many full things of popcorn on the way out because no one was eating watching the film. They were afraid of making any noise. So it'll be very interesting to see what they do with this, because this is the first one that Krasinski's not directly involved in. It has a fantastic director behind the scenes on it, and it has a great cast, and the premise is great. We just have to see if it's scary or not.
Yeah. Emily Blunt's not there either, so
No.
it'll be fascinating, all right. But the fans of the first two movies will want to see.
yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I'll be there day one anyway.
Origin, yeah.
But I'll be curious to see if they can pull off the same trick a third time.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd say they're also banking on Stranger Things fans tuning in for Joseph Quinn because he was one of the breakout stars of season 4, and now he's going to be in the Fantastic Four. So
Smart casting.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very smart.
Despicable Me is back again. I just love the Minions, and I loved the Minions movies.
Me too. I'm Team King Bob, I have to say. But yeah, with the fourth one, you're kind of like, how much more is there left to tell? But this time, you know, Gru has a son who is like not a fan of his, and I have to say I do love that clip when they show like, oh, he's like happy and loving with the mother, and then he looks at me like, no, not happy at all. It's a children's film. The kids are going to love it. The minions are back up to their usual hijinks. Honest to God, I've no idea what it's going to be about, but I'll still be there front row and centre, being like, I'm enjoying it.
I think Will Ferrell's character escapes from prison, and that's where the trouble begins.
Yeah.
So we are looking forward to that.
Are you a fan, Rory?
I can understand why people like them, but I think this is now the sixth Minions movie.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Between the Despicable Me movies and the Minions' own spin-off movies. There's only so many Minions and people not quite speaking a language I understand that I can appreciate. But like, listen, if it makes the kids happy, if it keeps the families in the cinemas, that's great.
That is what it's all about.
Yeah, 90 minutes of
peace, relative, yes.
Okay,
yes.
so
Get on
that
board.
lady can have her 5 minutes in the bath without being disturbed.
Exactly.
Come off to watch a Minions movie. Anyway, in the mid-90s, we got the movie Twister.
Yeah.
And now we've got Twisters.
Yes.
Oh,
I just
very
thought it was
exciting.
an ice cream. No.
You're making me hungry for one of them now. Was this the sequel that people were looking for? Or what's that saying? They're giving us something we didn't even know we needed.
So.
Okay.
I have thoughts on this. Do you remember Top Gun Maverick?
Yeah.
Yes.
Kind of like a sequel, a long-delayed sequel to an original movie, which I'm so sorry, isn't all that good. Not really.
Okay.
And ended up being a fantastic blockbuster and being secretly the biggest movie of the year.
Yeah.
I could see Twisters being the exact same thing.
Really?
The original, I'm so sorry, it's not that good. It's a bit silly.
It's a good, bad movie.
Yes, it's entertaining, but it's not quality.
We've got 2 tornadoes.
We've multiple sets of tornadoes.
Loads of them.
Okay.
A really good director, fantastic cast, strong Irish connection, nostalgia, because 1996, I think, the original one came out.
Yeah.
It actually has a cast member from Top Gun Maverick.
Yes, I was just going to say, what's his name?
Glenn Powell.
Yeah.
So I could see this secretly being the biggest film of the year, because people will just go because they remember the first one.
Yeah.
And if it's good on top of that, all the better.
Well, our producer, Kat, has said she loved the first movie, so
So sorry, Kat.
Yeah.
You may not be asked back.
This one, I'm really looking forward to myself. Deadpool and Wolverine. Will it be any good? I mean, I think Ryan Reynolds is one of the funniest guys around, genuinely.
Yeah.
I really am. I'm so excited for this one.
This is the film that I've been buzzing for like 2 years, ever since it was announced, and ever since we had that clip of Ryan announcing that Hugh Jackman was coming back as Wolverine.
Yes.
I'm already actually shaking. The adrenaline is searing through my bones. Like the most recent trailer that dropped, we got a better look at what we're probably going to see in the film and how the storyline is going to play out. Emma Corrin is playing Cassandra Nova, who, if people aren't familiar with, she is actually the twin of Charles Xavier from the X-Men.
Oh.
And so she has similar sort of powers as he does. So
Okay.
it's going to be really interesting to see how that plays into the storyline as well. And, you know, what did Logan do to destroy his world? I'm just dying for it. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
We can see. But I like the fact that it's, like you said, Ryan Reynolds. Hugh Jackman has a wicked sense of humour.
Yes,
Yeah.
he
So
certainly does.
he will, like, I'm sure when it was first pitched to him, he thought, where do I sign?
Exactly, but it was interesting that Kevin Feige apparently said to him, don't do it. Like, you had such a perfect ending as Logan, like, don't risk it. But I suppose with the way that they've always said, it's like, this is not going to impact what happens in Logan. This is going to be something totally different.
Okay.
And I think the fact that the team and like Sean Levy, who's the director, I think the fact that they're all going to have that kind of respect for what has happened in Logan should hopefully play out in their favour during the film.
We're going to have to pick between these two because we don't have time to talk about the two. Which one do you want to talk about?
Alien.
Alien.
That's what I'm going to get.
Well, I'm
Aliens
excited
made
for
for us.
Deadpool.
Rory, go.
My favourite movie of all time is Aliens. So
Right.
any
That
sequel,
was the sequel, yeah.
anything that's part of that universe,
You're in.
There's no words for my level of excitement. The
He's gonna be buzzing like I was.
The teaser trailer is insane, properly scary stuff. Has a really good director, Fede Alvarez, who did Don't Breathe. Don't know if you've ever seen that, but it's fantastic. And he did the Evil Dead remake, also very scary. Apparently, some of the footage was shown at a cinema conference a few weeks back, and everyone who went to see it was like, it is terrifying. And that's all you need. You just need a haunted house in space with monsters in it. That's it. I'm there. I'm done.
Will people eat their popcorn?
I think the popcorn will end up into the air.
It'll be over behind you.
Coming down like rain. Anyway, there's lots for us to look forward to over the summer, and thanks for going through so many of them.
Yeah, thank you. After the break, we're going nuts in the kitchen with some peanut butter cake. I've never had that before. We'll see you in a few minutes.